Hello, my name is Ashley Harris, and I'm here to share Chasing Vermeer by Blue Balliet, illustrated by Brett Helquist. Published in 2004 by Scholastic, it is 304 pages long with 24 chapters, grade level 5.6, and it is a mystery. I was drawn to this book because in the past I was a fine art major, and I love history and mystery, and this ties everything together. It's a lot like the Da Vinci Code, so I think it's a great introduction to mysteries for students. The author, Blue Balliet, was a third grade teacher at the University of Chicago Laboratory Schools where this story is set. And the beginning of the book provides us with a map of the setting so we can see where our characters live and go to school, and also tells us about pentominoes, which are a puzzle, and the goal is to make rectangles out of it using all the pieces. The first chapter, we are introduced to three strangers who receive an anonymous letter from somebody asking for assistance in an age-old art crime, which leaves a very unsettling feeling for them. We then find ourselves in Miss Hussey's sixth grade classroom, where we meet Calder, who is obsessed with puzzles and thinking about ways things fit together, and he relies on signs and symbolism for things. And we meet Petra, who loves writing and she wants to be a writer, and she also likes to think about the deeper meanings of things. And these two students don't know each other very well, but this story really brings them together, and they both find a lot of similarities and use them to help solve this mystery. They meet each other in a bookstore where Calder works. Calder needs to deliver some books to an elderly customer. When he arrives at her house, he sees lots of interesting paintings in her house, and one of them happens to be called The Lady in Writing, and the other one is The Geographer's Box, which he has seen before, and they are done by Jan Vermeer, and Petra also sees the woman from The Lady in Writing in her dreams. She just comes to her in her dream, and she dresses up as her because she's thinking about her, and Calder comes bursting into her room, and he says, "You know the lady from the painting?" And she's like, "I don't know who this lady is. I just dressed up because I saw her in a dream." And things start to develop from there, and they begin writing everything down that they find and think about. Petra finds a book called Lo, which talks about coincidences and that things really aren't coincidences, they happen for a reason. There's crazy stories about frogs raining from the sky, and frogs become a theme throughout the story. There's stories about people disappearing only to wind up being found in places that just make no sense at all. And they continue this adventure together to figure out who has stolen the picture of the Lady in Writing. They find out that it has become missing, and they're thinking, this is a sign, this picture has been speaking to us before it was even stolen, and at least until the public knew that it was stolen. And so they set out to search for the picture, and they find themselves looking for it at the University of Chicago Laboratory Schools, and it just goes from there, and lots of signs and symbols and pentominoes and puzzles. I think that this book would be great to use in math because of the pentominoes. You could teach about area with them. The goal of the puzzles, I think, is to make a perfect rectangle out of them. So a lot of them you might have pieces sticking off, and maybe you could find the area of a room in a hallway. I don't know, there's lots of ways. It would also be good to teach children about art. In the story, all the students in Miss Hussey's room are looking for clues inside the paintings, and you know, Jan Vermeer's paintings were all done in the same room with the same props, and so it would be fun to take 2 or 3 of the paintings and maybe do a Venn diagram and compare and contrast. There is also a lot of really mature vocabulary in the book and mature ideas. One of the words was indelible, chasm, vaulted, frayed. You know, I'm not sure, maybe those would be really good vocabulary words to learn, and then also big ideas to think about, like, are all of the objects in Jan Vermeer's paintings the same because he always did them in his home? You know, just kind of bigger thoughts. It would also be great to introduce them to the elements of mystery, suspects, alibis, witnesses, clues, red herring. I saw that idea on Pinterest, just teaching about the elements of a mystery and making a chart and filling it out like this. These are the detectives in this story, and these are the suspects, and helping the students solve the mystery as they're reading it instead of just purely reading the story. Try to get them to think about who they think stole the painting. And so that's all I've got. Thanks for listening, guys.